came out and backed Marshall, and his quote was, quote, "I don't think Claressa Shields punches that hard. I think she'll be fighting off emotion in this fight, and that's going to be very dangerous for her," end quote. Your response?
Eddie Hearn don't know shit about me. He watched me box one time when I fought against Hannah Rankin, and I won unanimously. Rocked her, I don't know how many times in the fight, unanimously. So Eddie Hearn can say that I don't punch hard, but he didn't say that at the airport when I uppercutted his ass. Asked him, did that hurt? He almost started crying at the airport, and all I did was tap him a little. He almost started crying. But you know, Eddie Hearn is a hater. He ain't never had to work hard for nothing in his life. He don't know what it's like. He want to get in there and play around and spar and do all this stuff. Look, you can do all that you want to, and you can represent Anthony Joshua, but don't get it confused. Eddie Hearn, you are not a fighter. Anthony Joshua is a fighter. He works hard. You just handle the paperwork. So you don't really know much about boxing as you think.
Sign this contract, I allowed Frank to continue doing meetings with your team and your broadcasters and all that. Now we have BT, DAZN and ESPN all on the same page. They are happy with everything. They're all happy, ready to rock and roll. You guys asked for a lot of stuff. You wanted to be co-promoters when you're a voluntary challenger. Guess what? I said give it them. Let them be co-promoters. You wanted full transparency, even though you are not an equal shareholder in this party. Do you know what I said? Give them full transparency. I've got nothing to hide. I'm not trying to rob anybody. I've never robbed anybody of a penny in my life. So now you've got full transparency. Everything's clean and fair. Now, Joshua, the ball is really in your court, son. Everybody is done. If you're a man, and if you've got any sort of dignity and pride about you, you'll get this contract signed today. This is it. There is no more days, weeks, months. You've had the contract now for over 2 weeks, and you still haven't signed it.
A lot of what Tyson Fury says is not true. I guess he'll come out again in a couple of hours and go, Udosas, it's off again. But we'll carry on until we're told that it can't get made anymore. And all of last week we spoke to Queensberry every day to try and get it in the right place. And yesterday afternoon George Warren said, here's our comments on your final version. No one's asking us or putting pressure on us to sign the contract on these given days other than Tyson Fury's Instagram account. He's agreed fights with Manuel Charr. He's now offered Derek Chisora to fight again.
I already know what the fuck type of time I'm in. Stop, keep going, back out, keep going, he wide, we open, we slide, commotion.
Born in Santiago de Cuba on this day in 1980, Rigondo is among the greatest amateur boxers in history. He won the Olympic gold at Sydney 2000 and Athens 2004 and ended his stellar amateur career with a reported 374-12 record, including 7 Cuban national championships and 2 world amateur championships. As a professional, the Southpaw is the former WBA bantamweight and WBA-WBO super bantamweight champion. Richardson Hitchens states the following: "Thank God for letting me be able to close another major deal. Thanks to my manager Keith Connolly and Eddie Hearn for this opportunity, I'm officially signed. I'm here now. No more ducking. 140 takeover."
To me, the key to victory is for Conor Ben. He has to be like his dad. His dad was a dark destroyer. He has to be the middle complexion destroyer. You feel me? I mean, you just gotta do what you gotta do. And he gotta go out and try to land that one big shot, preferably his big left hook, and try to hopefully he can get Eubank out of it. That's his only shot. For Eubank, on the other hand, you just gotta box and beat Chris Eubank. If you beat Chris Eubank Jr., you're the bigger man. Use your jab to negate the power he's throwing. Be smart about it. Don't try to prove to him that you can take a punch, because yeah, you can, but in 10-ounce gloves, anything can happen. So don't go out there and be more man than you need to be. Just go out and be smart, outbox him, get out of there, and let's call it a day.
I don't know, maybe he isn't. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Ooh, should we like... it's just an unprofessional image, and no one takes him seriously. You know, from his dad saying he's worried about his son losing the £3. Him then posting eating rubbish, well, we best made a weight, because then it just looks really bad on his part. He's all just saying, it's all just doesn't really look good, does it? From the outside looking in, from the public's view, I'm thinking, why would you want to be that guy? You know, some people say it's him trying to cover his ass. You know, so neither here nor there.
And that shit need to stop. I be the nigga that's towing the chop. Bust up a 10 and go look for the ops. Like, to roll, make this left. I'ma hop on the side of they checks.
And what about the idea, from a legacy perspective, of being able to do this with both of the history of your fathers who took each other on with such iconic fights? Connor, how does that feel to be sort of stepping into the ring in that way?
Well, the last fight did in a draw, so we all know how that fight really went and who should have won. So, you know, it's only right I get this victory.
Is there more pressure on you this time, Chris, do you think, than Connor?
There's a huge amount of pressure on me for this fight, absolutely. I've said it before, and this is the first time I've ever said it throughout my entire career. If I lose this fight, I retire. And I love fighting. I love the sport. I love being a boxer. I don't want it to end.
Why do you need to retire if you lose this fight?
Because losing to a Conor Benn at this stage in my career, it means that I'm not the fighter that I thought I was, or that I think I am. You know, I want to challenge for world titles within the next 6 to 12 months. I can't do that with a loss to Conor Benn. My father retired at 32, I'm 33 years old. So, you know, this is an extremely, important fight. And there's a lot of pressure on me to not only win, but to uphold the name, the family legacy that we have created. Right now, the Eubank name is in front of the Benn name in the history books. And I'm going to keep it that way.
Connor, how are you feeling about that? How's your dad feeling about
that's
all
all.
well?
You're funny, you are.
I mean, it's the truth.
The fight wouldn't have happened if it wasn't Eubank Benn or you ring walking second. But the reality is, no one cares about my ego. Ain't that big about my name being first in the history books or whoever ring walks second. I couldn't care less, to be honest with you, mate.
But you do agree that we are ahead?
No, not at all, mate.
Oh, we beat you.
Okay, well, everyone knows it is Ben Eubank. You know, when this fight was done and announced, you know whose name was trending? It weren't Eubank, mate. Let's have that right.
It hurts my
heart. I bet it hurts your heart.
Connor,
He's got a massive ego.
Is there part of you, though, that wants to, with your dad in mind, your dad's legacy and what happened, that you want to get there and get the win for your dad as well?
I'm going there and get the win regardless. My dad's proud of me with or without this fight. You know, I could still do my old job, painting and decorating. My dad would still be proud of me, the man that I've become. He's an oppo in my way that I've got to get my hands on and beat.
Chris, for you, your dad is training you, isn't he? How has that been?
Actually, I've trained myself for this fight. My father has kept his distance.
Oh, is he giving you advice?
Has he ever stopped giving you advice?
He was actually, he wanted me to wait, actually. He didn't want me to take this fight. He wanted me to wait another year. But there's no time like the present.
I certainly can't wait. Predictions for the fight, Chris?
I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to entertain. I'm going to teach this young man a lesson. And will it go 12 rounds? I don't think so. He thinks he's going to knock me out. He says he's going to be the first man to stop me. So that's, it's going to be an explosive, it's going to be a dangerous fight for both of us. But a victory will be secured.
Connor, what's your prediction?
Yeah, I'm coming for the stoppage. No doubt about it. If I see my shot, I'm going to take it. And you know what? When I shoot, I don't miss.
It's what's going to be interesting as well, isn't it? Is getting the two dads back in the room together.
Are the dads going to be there, Eddie?
Nigel's been in camp for pretty much the whole duration. Not sure about Chris, but it would be great to have them both.
Is your dad going to be there, Chris?
We are working on that.
Right.
There's how could he not be?
Nigga, I fell in love with a lit bitch. Two guns, big clip, headshot, wig slip. I call dollar, he like get. Yeah, the niggas fake, they can't handle the truth. I pay the stylist to handle the shoes.
I wanted to take a different view of this 60% thing that Chris Eubank Jr. has been harping on about. Initially I just waved it away like, it's just just some form of promotion. But then again, sticking to the fact that it is promotional, it is some way or some form of promoting his approach to the fight. You could also consider it to either be genius or fucking stupid. And I happen to feel, okay, that with this 60% thing that he's been touting and trying to put across by all means necessary, making you take notice of the fact that he's been eating burgers and all this stuff, eating chicken wings, and we all know that he's not putting on weight. Looking from the outside looking in, I gotta say, like, if what he was doing is planned out, and we can't be sure, but if it is planned out, it does seem rather clever. Why is that? Because it's a win-win situation for this guy, unless he loses, and I doubt very much he's going to lose that fight. In fact, I think he's going to win quite comfortably, and there's a good chance that he's going to pull his punches. And the reason why he would pull his punches is because he's going to go in there and suggest, like, okay, I'm fighting this guy 60%, all right? He's going to try and probably make it closer than it needs to be, all right? Win the fight anyway, okay? And then people will be so interested in the fight that they could ask for a rematch. Imagine this: if he went in 100% and he blows Conor Benn away easily, you know what I mean? A 168 pounder coming down to 160, and then they're gonna fight a 157 or something, whatever the fuck they're gonna fight at. I don't think Chris Eubank really has that much of a problem making that weight, to keep it a buck with you. I don't think he has that much of a problem keeping that weight, and he's trying to portray or convey the image of being irresponsible in his approach to the fight. That he only needs to be about 60% yet. If he loses this fight, everything's on the table. He might have to retire. His father retired at 32, which is rather early. Nowadays, that's quite early. You got people like Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and they're considered to be not even in their prime yet. I think Gervonta Davis is approaching 30. I mean, it is what it is. We're not going to say Lomachenko should retire right now, but he's getting there. I think it's about 34, 35 or something like that, but that's by the by. And those are the smaller weight classes. So that being said, what I'm trying to say is this, is that Chris Eubank probably knows exactly what he's trying to do here. He knows that all he has to do is go into this fight, make it a little bit more competitive than it needs to be. All right, make it more competitive than it needs to be, and then win the fight. And then there's going to be a lot of people out there. Some might even say, like, they believe Ben won. Some, I mean, if he plays it, if he gets it right, you know what I'm saying, and the judges give him the fight, you know what I'm saying, or even if he stops Conor Benn, if he goes about it the right way, there's going to be a case for a rematch, which benefits everybody. It benefits the father, the son, it benefits everybody. So I would say that taking a long view of the strategy that Chris Eubank is using, it might just pay off. Of course, it could also backfire. But if it works out, then he's a genius. If it doesn't, then he's a complete and utter fool. But I think it's a risk worth taking in any case. So I'll be intrigued. Even if he wasn't doing this 60% thing anyway, I would have been intrigued. But I think this kind of adds a little bit more to it, and it works.
In the bill with some fly, tell Sway go clip when we fuck at the bait. Nah, smoking Dio, he got sent to the sky. And I'm a rapper, ride. Lil' bro gon' split now, he in the side. One girl's in the car with a 9. Homie was bluffing, so we took his mind. I ain't like it, boy, I gotta keep mine. Lil' Trish in my body, I slap from behind. Got Z on the wheels, he digging. Free twin on Brody, I miss him. On the jewelry like MJ and Pippin. If you spinning the block, how you snitching?
Niggas know, big 6'3" like duck. Where we spin through, better duck. They know what's up. Long live, low pipe, perform, and double like cut. Ask for such a man.